Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to have a mental health chat.
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing.
BetterHelp is a sponsor of this video, and they are on a mission to make starting therapy really easy. I started therapy when I was 14, I think 14 going on 15, and the primary reason of me getting into therapy was because my parents were going through a divorce, and that was kind of like my mom's way of being like, hey Miranda, I don't really know how to help you get through this, but I want you to see somebody else that maybe can help you. And so I started going to therapy around my hometown. It was about 10 minutes away from my house, and I really actually looked forward to it because I had this really nice man that was my therapist, and he made me feel seen, he made me feel heard, and he made me feel that even though he was a lot older than me, he made me feel comfortable and that I wasn't alone in this process of this divorce. And then on top of that, I also had just started dating my first boyfriend. And, at that age, I would say no one really knows how to act. It's like you kind of mimic what your parents teach you or what you absorb from your surroundings. And I was trying to figure out, like, how do I get us to be on the same page? And, how do I navigate myself through high school? How do I, go home and my parents are arguing? And how do I just kind of mentally remove myself from what was actually happening, growing up. And now being 28 years old, so I've almost been in therapy about almost 15 years. And even at my lowest points financially, I really have tried to still choose to go to therapy. Many people would probably say, oh, therapy is, I don't need it right now, but for me, it's really helped keep me alive, if I'm being completely transparent. To get started on your BetterHelp journey, all you have to do is click the link, fill out the questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a therapist within a few days. You can use my BetterHelp link, www.betterhelp.com/Miranda Cohen, and start your sessions 10% off for your first month. I think BetterHelp is a great resource to look into and to help get you started on your own self-awareness journey. I want to take away, or I would say I want to refrain from saying mental health journey, and I want to more so focus on self-awareness journey. As I've gotten older, I have definitely learned that the gym is not the answer or solution to how you feel mentally and emotionally about yourself. And I think that's a very important topic for us to discuss today, because a lot of times we get ourselves involved into physical activity or entertainment to kind of distract ourselves from what is really actually going on internally. I would say the focus usually tends to be more on, let me get myself really in shape first, and then let me worry about my emotions later. But in my opinion, I think that the narrative needs to be reversed. I think we as a society need to get better at how to collaborate with the gym or exercise and ourselves more as a team rather than as, oh, I'll just worry about myself later on. Exercise in general is very good for us to feel better. I think too that when we have situations that are very stressful and overwhelming, I'm someone that when I am exerting physical energy, I seem to find my mental and emotional problems in my mind a lot faster. There are so many dopamine benefits from actually getting up, moving around, even taking a walk outside. I like to be able to vent and get out my thoughts and feelings to someone professionally and not feel like I'm getting judged. Sometimes people just feel so overwhelmed in their own thoughts that they're not going to you for the solution, and it's really not our place to tell someone how to live. And in therapy, that has been a topic of conversation where I'm constantly asking my therapist, like, okay, I was in this situation with a friend, this is where I think I did too much, this is where I think I overspoke, how can I prevent that from happening the next time? And it's a great place for me to ask questions. It's a great place for me to learn more about myself and honestly to find better solutions for myself. To me, therapy is more about how can I express myself? How can I better myself in this therapy session? How can I utilize this time to create a better me and better habits. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. You know, like you can use therapy as a way to talk about your relationship. You can use therapy as a way to fix your relationship with your family. Sometimes going to therapy can actually help you find that solution for yourself a lot faster than you trying to spin your wheels and, you know, you're driving yourself nuts, and then, you know, you're calling your friend and venting, and, you know, and then sometimes people get sick and tired of you venting about the same scenario over and over again. Therapy is a great source of help, and this is why I wanted to do this video, and I was very excited to do this because I am all about bettering myself, and the more that I can help myself, the more that I can help you on your journey as well. So now I'm actually going to finish my energy drink, and we are going to head downstairs to do my leg workout. All right, first movement of the day, we have the cable kickback. You'll notice that my hips are very square to the cable machine. I'm not rotating outwards. I'm making sure that my knee is in line with my shin. I'm sitting back in my heel. And as I'm kicking my leg up, I'm flexing my foot and I'm controlling it all the way down. And you'll notice that when I get back to the cable, I'm really making sure that I feel this in my hamstring. All right, next is the Physio Ball lying hamstring curl. This movement looks very easy, but I promise you it's a lot more difficult than it looks. Basically, I am digging my heels and feet into the ball as I curl in. I'm making sure that my hips are going towards the ceiling, and the higher that your hips stay, the better that you'll feel this. And a big tip for this one is making sure that your glutes are tight and you're not letting go of your core and your brace during this exercise. All right, next movement here, we have the weighted hyperextension. Make sure when you are getting onto this machine that you're adjusting this to your hips accordingly. You'll notice that my feet are nice and in line with my shoulders. I'm making sure that I'm tucking my hips underneath me as I squeeze and come up. It's really easy to do this exercise wrong, and naturally most of us have a very arched back and have the anterior tilt going on, so make sure that you're pulling your glutes underneath you. Okay, here we have the cable abduction. You'll notice that my standing leg is in front of me and the leg that is kicking out is in back of me. I tried doing a different variation to see if I felt this more than the previous time that I have done this, and I definitely felt this a lot more. Make sure you're keeping your hips square to the angle that you're standing at. You'll want to make sure that you're squeezing your glutes the entire time you're doing this movement. Here we have the hip thrust. This, honestly, the Smith machine is really not great. I'm not gonna lie, it was very miserable. I'm making sure that I'm keeping my feet flat, my weight is in my glutes, and again, I'm making sure that my knees are in line with me and the plates are a little bit in front of me so that I can actually sit down into the movement and really thrust my hips up. You'll notice that my stance is very wide. I have longer legs, so to me this makes more sense. I am making sure that I am really thrusting the kettlebell through my legs while I do this. It's kind of like I'm going into a hinge position as I lean back with the kettlebell, and then I'm exploding at the top. And this could almost be considered a cardio movement just because it really does get your heart rate up and moving. And this was the last exercise I did, and my glutes are absolutely destroyed. All right, that wraps up this quick little fun workout in my apartment gym. I hope you guys like this video, and again, do not forget to care about your mental health because no one else will. Bye.